This morning's picks from Breakingviews. French ignorance is on display in the BAE-EADS standoff, and why the Greek bank mega merger won't reap benefits for shareholders. Let's talk about these stories with Chris Hughes. We've talked quite a lot about the BEADS story. Your focus today, or Pierre's focus today, is on France and the damage they're doing from their stance.
It's all round, really. It's not looking good, is it, for the BAE-EADS deal? And France appears to be the main stumbling block, with an overall sort of political obstacle that's being erected to this deal taking place. Now, I have to say, we are scratching our heads a bit about what the French are really doing, what's in their interest. I mean, they're giving the impression that they don't really get business, this new French administration. There is this fixation on having a continuing stake in a merged BAE-EADS of a certain size, although it's not clear whether it's sort of 9%, 11%. Does it make all that much difference to the degree of French influence? And also, from a commercial perspective, you know, there's not really in the combined entity's interest, and therefore the shareholders' interest, for France and Germany to have too much influence.
So how else can France stay as influential in this deal? Well,
government. Remember, when it comes to defence and governments, I mean, the idea that your greatest leverage over a company is by having a stake in it is just potty. I mean, there's all kinds of regulatory and contract awarding powers that you have, which way exceed your power as an individual shareholder. And look, the bottom line here is that this combination really does have commercial logic for both sides. If the politics is handled correctly, it gives EADS exposure to US defence. Frankly, we are quite concerned about the standalone prospects of BAE if it doesn't.
Well, that's right. And what happens to BAE if it doesn't go through?
Well, ultimately it probably gets swallowed up by a US engineering giant, and that bid would probably come at a premium, but at a premium to what share price? I mean, it may not come soon. The worry is that BAE does face this potential decline. It's got quite mature contracts right now. It's generating a lot of cash right now, which may create the impression of a very strong business. But how long will that last? So there is real logic that's happening, and the governments have just got to get real about the value of the business combination.
All right. This other story, the Greek banks, National Bank of Greece offering to buy Eurobank, EFG. Markets loved it when it was announced. You don't think, or George Hay doesn't think, there's so much more potential in this deal going forward?
Well, look, the shares have bounced. I think they're up about 10, 11% each. I have to say, when it comes to Greek banks, one expects quite a lot of volatility. I mean, the amazing thing about this is that it's hard to think of a merger where, when you put two companies together, you get such a powerful entity. I mean, you expect synergies when you get a merger. You expect increased market share. This thing would have nearly half of all Greek deposits. The synergies alone, when you capitalise them in any sort of conventional corporate finance maths, you get something that's bigger than the combined market cap. It is astonishing. And the trouble is that you might think, oh, we've got to buy into this thing. It's going to basically have this unassailable market position, and if Greece recovers, you have this great leveraged play. All banks are leveraged plays in the economy. You have this great leveraged play on recovery, but it's just so dominant. You're bound to get some kind of antitrust remedies imposed, and it's still reliant on state capital. So, would I want to be a minority investor alongside the government in this one? Not so sure.
All right, Chris, many thanks for that. Of course, you can read both those stories on the Breakingviews website and the Reuters terminal. If you want to see more agenda-setting insight, watch our US Breakingviews show every day, 12:30 Eastern, 17:30 BST. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.